Hello and welcome to Sibling Synergy.
Number 10.
Number 10. Do you know the average podcast doesn't make it to 10? And I bet you thought we weren't going to either because
We're better than average.
it's been 6 months.
Yeah.
It's been a bit of a tough road, hey Greg?
I've been a bit slack.
I don't know if it's being slack.
I've been dragging the chain.
No, I wouldn't call it that
The
either.
chain dragging me.
Yeah. Had a bit of a tough run. But hey, onwards and upwards.
Yep. I'm still kicking.
Yep. Must be a reason for it, hey?
Yes. Big plans.
So God has a plan.
The big fella upstairs has big plans for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to figure out how to make some of them happen.
Yeah.
But in the next week, I'm definitely going to start my second book.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
The Stroke of Faith. It's all up here, ready to come out onto the page.
Yep.
I know that writing that book is going to be very important for my healing process to speak all the things that have happened and the changes I've implemented in my life for the better. But then after I've written the book, I'm going to speak about it more.
Mm-hmm.
And share my story and my testimony that I was indeed saved by God and continue to be on a daily basis despite big struggles.
Yeah. So it's making good of what's been happening, hey?
Well, God is a really interesting one because perhaps something that we can't physically see, and some people are like, is that real? Is it? I heard a really good analogy the other day. A fellow was speaking at a conference. He had a room full of people, and he said, you can't see, you can hear me, but you can't see. There was a cordless microphone. You can't see all the radio waves floating in the air, but they're getting to the speakers so you can hear me speak. So you can't see it, but you believe it. Sometimes we don't. It's a human flaw to only believe what we see. There's things are happening all the time we don't see or understand that they're real. A bit like me with electricity, I don't understand. I know if I turn a light switch on, the light will probably come on. I don't have to understand electricity. I don't have to ring Energex and ask them to send some my way. It's already here, but I can't see it. It works every time.
And that's like your faith?
Yes, very similar to faith. Seeing believing what we cannot see. And do we believe? I believe. But see, I have a really unfair advantage now because in my coma, I met Jesus. So I know. But before then, I was probably not quite so sure. But now I'm certain. Jesus exists and is real. He spoke to me personally. He was sitting right next to me like Michelle and I are sitting here right now. And he told me many things and asked me for my help because the world needs help. That's what we see all the bad things that are happening all the time, but there's many good things too that just don't get reported, unfortunately. Even one of the things I do, I know Michelle doesn't really watch the news either, but that is so negative, it just defeats our spirit. If we watch all the things that are reported on the news, it's all the bad stories. So what I do, I have a few YouTube channels that I'll just watch to avoid watching mainstream TV completely.
Yeah.
Because even when I'm watching the cricket or the footy, the ads come on, they advertise all the time. The bad news, ads about the news coming up tonight. Then they keep it running on a cycle permanently.
Yeah.
And even, example right now, and I'm saying I don't watch the news, but I know it's happening because it's the floods in Texas, tragic, and many people have died, but like they said the other day, they weren't reporting that hundreds of people were saved from the floods, rescued. So, yes, it's hard to know.
Yeah, Facebook, love it or hate it, it's actually a place where I do see quite a lot of good stories.
Yes.
And as Greg said, I decided to stop watching news years ago because it's probably after 9/11 I realised how deeply affected I am when I'm watching things, and how it just infiltrates everything in my life. And it's not that I want to ever forget that people are going through hard times. If I hear about it, then I can pray for the people that are going through that. But I don't need to see it. I don't need to see it and hear it constantly, because it really does affect how I cope with life in my own world.
It affects our immune system too.
Yeah, it dampens the immune system. You're right, because
It
pretty much
weakens-
sends me into depression.
It weakens us.
And going into that depression does definitely
So
affect.
for me, it wasn't 9/11. It was natural disasters like seeing flooding and cyclones, and you're just drawn to it, but it just drags me down.
Yeah, too much.
Yeah. So the good thing about social media, for all the bad press it gets, we can actually contribute in a positive way to social media. So
Share good stories.
yeah, then there's more good stories out there.
Yeah, and there
Like
have been
this
some.
quality podcast you can catch up with.
Could you do any better than this?
No.
Listening to us yabber on.
Because we know stuff, eh?
Did we introduce ourselves?
This
That's
is
Father
the show.
Gregie.
This is-
We forgot how to start. And hey, can you hit that subscribe and like button? We'd love a comment as well.
Yes, let us know what you think. Please do. This is my little sis, by the way.
He's my other brother. My older brother.
I'm your favourite brother.
Favourite brother.
I caught up with Mum and Dad the other day and took a photo with them. One of my traditions since I got out of hospital, every Sunday I go to church and visit Mum and Dad. Once a week, always visit Mum and Dad. I love to see them. And it's a funny thing that happened to me. I've spoken in other episodes just briefly. I had a severe stroke nearly 3 years ago now.
It's 2 years.
And incredible,
I'm here to correct.
incredible what God did for me. You know, He allowed me to keep all of my memories. Everything that has ever happened in my life, I remember it crystal clear. Even all the dumb stuff I did is still here. So that's so that I can help direct other people away from doing dumb stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, that's right. We
And-
learn through things ourselves so that we can help people not make the same mistakes, or guide them through when they are making the same mistakes.
I know it's not nearly 3 years, it's 2 years.
It's 2 years, yeah.
But I am nearly 1,000 days sober now. I think we worked out February next year I'll be 1,000 days.
Well done.
Yeah, just I always thought I loved alcohol. I did, but it was not my friend. I really let I leaned heavily on alcohol for many years. I should have been leaning on God instead of alcohol. Much better to be filled up with the Holy Spirit than the Spirit out of a bottle.
This is true. Mm-hmm.
That would be much more strength.
Mm.
So it was amazing. Church on Sunday just gone. Our church does youth camps every year, and all the kids come back from the youth camp giving their story and their testimonies. It was incredible.
Mm.
It was great to see.
Mm. Yeah. Love to have heard some of those.
Well, Harvest Point YouTube channel is...
Jump on and have a watch.
Yeah, they...
Okay. Mm. Yeah, our church had a camp for the grade 11 and 12s just last week, and they all had a wonderful time as well, with lots of incredible encounters and...
Nice.
Yeah, they had a great time. And then we do our youth camp either December or January with all of the high schoolers. Mm.
Okay. We had our auntie's funeral last week. It was a beautiful service. And caught up with many cousins and hundreds of people there. She was very well known in business and church and many organisations that she had volunteered. But it was so nice to see hundreds of cousins that we don't get to see. Like every 10 years we'll see them.
Yeah, it really was lovely. Our cousins do a beautiful job.
I was lying in bed. I said this auntie, we were very close to her family growing up because Mum's sister, we used to go, us farm kids, me and my two sisters, we used
farm
to go
kids in the city.
Into the city every school holidays. We'd love to go into the city and stay at Sandgate with our cousins. And likewise, the city kids loved to come out to the farm. And they would stay at our farm for a couple of weeks during school holidays, and her sons were like brothers to me growing up. I never had brothers, but Tony and Jeff were they were really like my brothers. So we still see each other often, which is nice. They came down to my house a couple of weeks ago to watch the first State of Origin game. I was worried that my cousin Tony was going to have a heart attack or a stroke because he was screaming at the TV out loud. So, come on, ref, that was a penalty. Why could you not see that? I'm like, oh, no. Tony, it's okay. You can't, you just let it go.
Yeah.
So,
some beautiful life lessons that our auntie Kathy left with us, a legacy that she's left behind, to enjoy life to its full, to take every moment,
I was
to love people well.
Lying in bed that night, after the funeral, I was talking to my cousins, her sons, Tony and Jeff. I said, I couldn't help but think how pleased Auntie Kathy would have been that she was the reason that all those people came together to celebrate.
Bring back the family reunion, I say. Because it's lovely catching up with people, and we tend to only do it at funerals.
Yeah, well, when we were younger, it was 21st and weddings and happier occasions. Now it's just funerals that we're getting older. Well, not that we're ready to die yet. We'll hang around for a bit longer.
120 I'm going for.
Yeah, me too. I expect to make it to 120 now that I've sorted out my healthy eating and drinking habits.
Yeah.
And I'll be up out of this chair walking around again. People won't know there was ever anything wrong with me in the future.
That will be a great day when that happens.
Yes, I'm looking forward to playing golf again, walking on the beach. I'm going to walk from Main Beach to Coolangatta on the sand.
It's a long way.
Nah, it's just a few steps. About 40,000, I'd say.
From Surfers down to Burleigh and back again's a fairly long way. I've done that one, but not on the beach, on the path.
Oh yeah, on the bike path.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, about probably 25 kilometres.
All the way down. Well, it's 22 from Surfers to Burleigh and back again.
Okay. I think I did a Google search recently. That bike path is 44 kilometres long.
Is it?
That would be from Coolangatta to Main Beach. But it's gorgeous along in
It's
that
just
park.
stunning.
Just between the road and the beach, there's just parkland and trees.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that Gold Coast has not done a good enough job promoting that.
No, we don't need more people. Shh.
No,
We don't.
that's greedy. They're selfish.
Tell them all to go home.
Well, one of the reasons I want to live at Coolangatta, I'm waiting for another wheelchair which is power assist, which I can drive. Every day I'm going to go out on the bike path from Coolangatta and drive get the sun and the salt, fresh ocean air, and I'm going to talk to people all the way along about God and Jesus.
Become an evangelist out on the streets.
Yes, Evangelist Gregie, I will be.
Very cool. On that note,
Thank you for your visit, Michelle.
thank you for having me, Greg. And
Thank you all
hit
for
that
watching.
like button, please.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe, yes, please.
And comment would be awesome. Thank you.